Hey everybody, how's it going? Hope you're having a lovely day. Welcome to today's episode of How You're Getting Fucked, especially if you live in the city I do. I'm your host, Louis Rossman. Remember when we protested AI surveillance being installed in the city? Remember when we went to the mayor's office? Remember when we had like 100 people show up and say that they're against this over and over again and it kept getting pushed off? I remember, and this is what they're deciding to do with it. One of the things that I said that I was afraid of having happen was it just showing up again a few months later. And here it is. If you take a look on Austin City Government's website, regular meeting of the Austin City Council, February 5th, 2026 agenda, and when you click on it, item number 3, authorize a contract for the rental of a mobile security trailer and monitoring services for various parkland areas for Austin Parks and Recreation with LiveView Technologies doing business as LVT for an initial term of 3 years with up to 1-year extension options in an amount not to exceed $2 million. Funding $400,000 is available in the fiscal year 2025 to 2026 operating budget of Austin Parks and Recreation. Funding for the remaining contract term is contingent upon available funding in future budgets. Now, one of the things to understand is that Austin as a city does have a budget crisis. They tried to fix that with Prop Q, where they were going to increase taxes, and it was one of the very few tax increases in the last decade, from what I've done research on, that actually failed at the polls, and it failed overwhelmingly. Over 66% were just like, screw this, we don't want this. So in the middle of that budget crisis, we are going to be spending hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars to have AI surveillance cameras installed in our parks that watch us while we're taking part in our business. And that's just something that I find offensive for a number of reasons. Again, I don't have a problem with the security camera. I don't have a problem with AI in the security camera. My cameras at home have AI in them. I use Frigate. It's a lovely little open source solution. It'll tell me, is this a car? Is this a bike? Is this a dog? Is it a puppy? I understand you don't want to deal with motion detection in cameras because a feather will fall or something like that, and you get an annoying false alert. But the thing is, my system is what's called closed circuit television, which means there's not every Tom, Dick, and Harry that works for the city that's able to log into it and see who I am. These cameras have been abused in many ways. And if anybody is curious, if you haven't kept up with the ways in which these cameras have been abused since the last time I talked about them in September of 2025, let's catch up on some of that. These have been used to... I didn't have it in front of me. Oh, GTFO. Let's go over some of LiveView's records since the last time we protested this in September of 2025. From the Denver Post, they were taken down due to what state officials deemed poor performance. LiveView cameras failed to operate 24/7 as required, Zeller said. Many cameras were down for extended periods, sometimes months, and CDOT could not directly troubleshoot or repair them since they were owned and operated by an outside vendor, she said. That created major gaps in coverage when they needed it most, because again, these cameras, do keep in mind, you do not own them. Like everything in 2025 and 26, you are simply renting them until they decide to take them back. So if there is a problem, you are going to be waiting for the vendor. And dare I say it, I'm actually prefer when these things don't work, because when I'm at a park, I don't want Bonzi Buddy or ChatGPT watching me. And I sure as fuck don't feel like spending $400,000 to $2 million of my tax dollars on it either. These integrate with an Axon platform that gives law enforcement direct real-time access to LVT video feeds, which can allow the Department of Homeland Security or the FBI and other federal agencies to be able to watch what you're doing in the park. Let's go over some other fun stories about other brands of AI surveillance cameras and how they've been used since September of 2025. A Georgia police chief was arrested for using these cameras to stalk and harass people. A former Georgia sheriff's office was accused of stalking people using the Flock Department safety account. A Menasha police officer was accused of using the system to stalk his ex. As he says, he knows that what he was doing was wrong, but he had a lack of sleep. So, again, he forgot to take his Ambien, and that's what all cops do when they forget to take their Ambien, I suppose. They just decide to stalk their ex-girlfriends using AI surveillance cameras that are put up everywhere. This technology is weird. I don't like it. I don't want it to be installed in my city, and I don't want a city that just admitted that they have budgetary problems wasting millions of dollars on being able to watch what's going on in the parks. If you have a problem with crime in the parks, there are many other ways to solve this without putting these things up. LiveView's website has been updated since the initial protest, and some of the findings that I had, which I'll show you here.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up today. You actually got LiveView to update their website and erase the part with facial recognition.
We didn't erase it. Hey,
hello. Pleasure.
How's it been? Going well?
Yes.
Cool.
You lied to me. That's not very nice.
Which part?
We never do facial recognition. We don't have facial recognition software.
We don't do facial recognition.
Why does it say that on your website?
So that was an FAQ about what is video analytics.
It says how LiveView helps you.
This comes from Mackenzie, who you've seen in many of these videos I've done on Flock surveillance. I'll quote her. Please tell me how agentic AI is, quote, recognizing numerous objects, behaviors, and context, and will automatically perform a series of actions, audio and visual, to stop would-be bad actors, but is somehow not going to eventually use biometric indicators to identify people. Very good question. It's a question I don't want to figure out the answer to because I don't feel like sending $400,000 to $2 million to find out. But you tell me what you think down below. If you live in Austin and you want to scrap the fuck out of your community, what I would suggest you do is you sign up to speak against that agenda item. I'll leave a link down below. Now, for the regular meeting of the Austin City Council, when you click around the website, you will see that this is not something that you're going to be able to sign. Where the fuck do I click? Where the fuck do I click? Hello? Oh, Jesus Christ, this fucking website. This fucks me up every time. My bro. You fuck me up every time. Here we go. Speaker registration for February 5th, 2026, Austin City Council will open Monday, February 2nd at 10 a.m. So what's going to happen is you are going to go to this website, February 2nd at 10 a.m., and you are going to sign up to speak on this agenda item. The agenda item is going to be item number 3, authorize a contract for the rental of this mobile security trailer from LiveView Technologies. And then you're going to show up and say you don't want this in your city. If you're unable to show up because you can't show up in person, you can also register to talk remotely. And here's the thing that I think is really important for all of you to understand. The MO of all of these companies is to wait a few months until the opposition has gone away, hope that you don't notice it anymore, and then just kind of sneak the stuff in and get the money. That's the way this has worked around the country. They get a lot of opposition, they leave for 3 to 6 months, and then they rush it through when nobody's looking. We're not stupid. I noticed this in August. I noticed it in September, and I'm going to notice it now. And the way we're going to notice it is because we have a system called ALPR Watch that is specifically designed to scan every single one of the municipal government websites across the entire United States of America and inform us of when this is happening. As you can see, all of these little dots over here are when this has been proposed before. And if you want to get email alerts for your area on this website, you can click over here, you put in your email, you put in the miles of radius that you want to get an alert, and every single time one of these cameras is about to get installed in your area, you will get an alert. So if you say, I want to see stuff within 5 miles of me, you get that. If you want to be alerted anytime something shows up within 500 miles of you, you can also sign up to get email alerts that way too. I understand the way these companies work. They hope that the opposition will just go away because most people don't have the time to show up on a weekday at 9 or 10 a.m. to spend 1 or 2 or 3 hours of their time opposing something because they have to go to school, they have to go to work, they have to deal with their everyday life. But that's the purpose of this website. We set this up several months ago so that they won't be able to sneak stuff like this through. Thank you very much to Snoot for making this website possible. If you think it's a good site, I highly suggest you click the donate button in the upper right corner. Don't give jack shit to me. I don't deserve anything here. I just came up with the spec for it. He's the one that actually built it. And just give him a thank you, because websites like this are how we're going to catch this all over the country. They think that they're going to be able to sneak this shit through when nobody's looking, but they can't, because the tools now exist to know in any city across the United States of America when this is happening. And by any city, I mean about 2,300 to 3,000 until we add the other 12,000 that have a population below 20,000. We're working on it. And if you want to help work on this, if you're a programmer that knows what they're doing and sees this and thinks it's cool, if you want to push back against AI surveillance in your community, if you find it insulting when you've told a company no 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 times, and at 100 fucking people show up to say no and talk about it and protest it, and they try to sneak it in a few months later anyway, thinking you won't notice, we could use your help. This website doesn't track every single city in the United States right now, but I'd like it to. It has a couple of bugs and I'd like to see them get fixed. Are you able to help us with it? If you are, I'll include a link down below to a chat that you can join where you will be able to communicate with us about this and talk about what it is you can do to contribute. Thank you very much for helping out. I hope to see every single one of you February 5th, bright and early. Register to speak. Make sure to sign up. Use the link below. Don't let them sneak this stuff through. And remember, there are people on the city council like Mike Siegel that I've spoken to, that I had a 1-hour interview with on this channel, that are actually against these initiatives to begin with. They're not all your enemy. It is not everybody on the city council that wants this. And if enough of you show up, you'll be able to get the rest of them to turn against it as well. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next video. Bye now. And if you're watching, you ain't sneaking this shit through my city. Not without a fight. I intend to win. Trust me on that one.